They always say, she doesn't care. Just move on. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you right now her silence isn't confidence, it's fear? She's not ignoring you because she's moved on. She's quiet because she's waiting. Waiting to see if you're still trapped in the game, still desperate, still playing by her rules. And the second you make the wrong move, you prove her right. But today that ends. If you're watching this, it's because you're done being played. You're done wasting your energy on someone who feeds off your reaction. And you're about to learn how silence, pure, calculated, controlled silence, becomes the ultimate power move. This is how you flip the script. This is how you make her question everything. And this is how you walk away with your power, your self-respect, and your dignity fully intact. This isn't just about relationships. This is about life, control, power, respect. It all comes down to one thing: how you react when someone tries to test you. So sit back, lock in, and pay close attention. Because by the time you finish watching this video, you'll never chase anyone again. Before we dive in, drop a comment below. Asterisk, I will never chase again. Asterisk, let the world know. Let yourself know. Every single day, millions of people get caught in the same trap. Someone they care about pulls away, grows distant, and suddenly, everything changes. They find themselves checking their phones non-stop, overthinking every interaction, analyzing every word, every pause, every silence. And every single time they do exactly what's expected of them, they react. Here's the problem. Modern relationships are built on power dynamics. The second you react, you give up control. The second you chase, you lose value. And the second you let someone see how much their absence affects you, you hand them all the leverage. That's why the most powerful people in the world, whether in business, relationships, or life, never react impulsively. They observe. They adapt. And when someone tries to play games with them, they do the one thing that changes everything. They go silent. That's what we're breaking down today. Number 1, she expects you to react. She pulls back. She delays her replies. She becomes distant, cold, and suddenly unavailable. Maybe she used to send you good morning texts. Now nothing. Maybe she used to make plans. Now she's always busy. But she still watches your stories. She still finds ways to be seen, making sure you notice. She's out having fun, looking good, and expecting a reaction from you. She's waiting. Waiting for that little break in your self-control. The moment you slip, even for a second, and ask her, asterisk, what's wrong? Asterisk, that's when she wins. Because the moment you react, she knows she's still in control. She knows she hasn't lost you. And that means she can keep playing with you, testing how much you'll tolerate, how much absence you'll take before you break. Most men break. They check their phones every few minutes, waiting for a text. They overanalyze the last conversation, trying to figure out where they messed up. They panic, thinking if they don't act now, she'll be gone forever. So they reach out first. They double text. They ask if she's okay. They apologize for things they didn't even do. But she doesn't respect this. She expects it. And when she sees it, she loses interest. A woman only plays these games with a man she hasn't fully decided on. A man she's still testing. A man she doesn't completely respect. She wants to see if you need her validation to feel whole, and the second you show her that you do, it's over. Now she's not just pulling back, she's running. Because you just told her loud and clear that her attention is your lifeline, and without it, you fall apart. Women don't chase men who fall apart. They chase men who don't care if they stay or go. She might think she has you figured out. She might expect you to react, to prove your worth, to try to pull her back. But when that doesn't happen, when you don't react, when you go silent, when you show her her absence doesn't affect you in the slightest, that's when she starts to feel it. And that feeling is doubt. Doubt is what breaks her confidence. Doubt is what makes her question everything she thought she knew about you. Doubt is what makes her wonder, did I misjudge him? Is he really moving on? Did I just lose a man who was worth keeping? And that doubt is what brings her back. But here's the reality most men don't understand. By the time she realizes this, it's already too late. The man she was testing, the one who would have chased, the one who would have crumbled under the weight of her silence, he no longer exists. You have become the one thing she fears most, a man she cannot control. Number 2, your silence breaks her control. Silence is terrifying. It's why people struggle being alone. It's why social media exists. It's why people drown themselves in distractions. They don't want to sit in silence and face themselves. When you go silent, you force her to do exactly that. She expected you to chase, expected you to validate her, expected you to keep proving yourself. Now she's checking her phone more than you ever did. She's looking for signs you still care. Scrolling through your old texts, replaying the last time you spoke, searching for the moment she lost her grip on you. She might act like she doesn't care. She might post pictures with another guy, go out with her friends, make sure you see she's living her best life. But deep down, she's waiting to see if it worked, waiting to see if she still has that pull over you. When that notification never comes, when you don't react, when you don't try to pull her back, that's when the panic sets in. Now she's the one feeling powerless. The same way you used to wait for her reply, she's now waiting for yours. The same way you felt tension when she took too long to respond, she's feeling it now. The same way you wondered if she was losing interest, she's now questioning if you're already gone. And that fear is what makes her come back. But here's where most men mess up. She'll send a text, something casual, something simple, just to see if you'll take the bait. She won't say, I miss you. She won't admit she was wrong. She won't apologize. She'll just send something vague, something safe. Hey, hope you're doing good. How have you been? This is the test most men fail. They see the text and instantly light up. They think, asterisk, this is it. She realized she made a mistake. Asterisk, they reply within seconds, try to restart the conversation, thinking they've won. But the moment she sees that quick reply, she knows she still has you. And just like that, she disappears again. Because she was never coming back for you. She was coming back for her ego. She just needed to know you were still waiting. That's all. And now that she knows, she doesn't need to talk to you anymore. That's why the strongest response isn't a response at all. If she truly wants to come back, she will put in the effort. She won't just send a lazy text. She'll make it clear she regrets losing you. But until that happens, silence. Because silence creates doubt. And doubt makes her chase. And here's the best part. By the time she's ready to chase, you're already gone. Because now you don't need her validation anymore. You've built your life without her. You've focused on yourself. You've built a stronger mindset, a higher value, a level of confidence that no longer depends on her presence. By the time she realizes what she lost, by the time she's ready to do what she never did before to prove herself to you, it's too late. Now she's the one chasing a ghost. Number 3, she will start to doubt herself. She thought she had all the time in the world. She thought you'd always be there, waiting, hoping, lingering on the edge of her attention, ready to jump at the slightest sign you still cared. She convinced herself that no matter what she did, no matter how long she ignored you, no matter how many tests she threw at you, you'd still be there. But now the silence is deafening. Something shifts inside her, a small, creeping doubt. At first, almost unnoticeable, but it grows. It starts as a simple thought. Why hasn't he reached out? A flicker of curiosity. Then it becomes, asterisk, has he moved on? The flicker turns into tension. Then, was I wrong about him? That tension turns into something stronger, fear. Fear she miscalculated. Fear she assumed too much. Fear she lost control. Nothing shakes a woman more than realizing she might have let something valuable slip through her fingers. Because in her mind, men are supposed to be predictable. She assumes that if she pulls back, the natural response is that you chase harder. She expects you to fight for her, to plead, to try to make things right. But you didn't. You stayed silent. You removed your presence completely. You gave her something she never expected, the unknown. And the unknown is the most powerful force in the world. Because when something is uncertain, it becomes all-consuming. It's why people can't resist checking their phones while waiting for a response. It's why cliffhangers in movies keep audiences hooked. It's why people get addicted to the chase. The mind cannot stand unanswered questions. Now she's the one searching for answers. She starts looking at your social media, not just once but obsessively. Checking to see if you're online, scanning for changes, new pictures, new connections, new energy. She might not like your post, but she's watching. She might not text, but she's thinking. And the longer your silence continues, the deeper the doubt cuts into her confidence. She goes to her friends, the same ones who told her he'll come back, they always do. The same ones who laughed about how you were just another guy who couldn't resist her pull. But now even they're starting to wonder. Because the longer you go without reacting, the more undeniable it becomes. You don't need her anymore. And that terrifies her. Because now the power has shifted. Now she's questioning herself. And nothing makes a woman spiral faster than self-doubt. She replays every interaction in her head, searching for where she went wrong. The last text she sent. The last time you saw each other. The last conversation you had. It all starts to look different. The more she thinks about it, the more she realizes something she never wanted to admit. She took you for granted. She assumed she had you locked in. She assumed she could always come back when she was ready. She assumed you were like every other guy before you, desperate for her validation. But now she isn't so sure anymore. This doubt doesn't stay inside her mind, it spills over into her actions. Suddenly she's testing the waters. She might not outright tell you she misses you, her pride won't let her. But she'll start doing little things, throwing out subtle signals, looking for any sign she still has access to you. She'll like an old picture. She'll send a casual text. She'll comment on something random. Maybe she'll even accidentally send a message meant for someone else, just to see if you'll respond. And the weak man? He takes the bait. He sees the small breadcrumb and pounces. He thinks, this is it. She wants me back. But the second he reaches out, the second he gives even the smallest sign he's still waiting, she pulls back again. Because now she has her answer. She doesn't actually want to come back. She just needed to know she still had power over you. And this is where most men lose. They let the doubt break them. They mistake her curiosity for genuine interest. They assume watching means she's ready to come back. But watching isn't chasing. Liking isn't regretting. Texting isn't valuing. A woman who truly regrets losing you doesn't send breadcrumbs. She makes it obvious. She doesn't send a random, hey. She says, I made a mistake. She doesn't just like your posts. She tells you she misses you. She doesn't wait for you to reply. She fights for your attention. And until that happens, silence. Because silence keeps her questioning. And questioning makes her chase. Even better than that, questioning sets you free. Because by the time she admits she was wrong, by the time she builds the courage to reach out and tell you the truth, you will have already moved on. That's the entire point. While she was busy doubting herself, searching for answers, fighting her own mind, you were building. You were focusing on yourself. You were hitting the gym. You were working on your goals. You were leveling up in every way. You weren't sitting around waiting for her to decide if you were worthy of her time. You had already become untouchable. And that's the biggest regret she'll ever feel. Not just losing you, but losing the version of you she never even got to meet. Number 4, when she tries to pull you back, she doesn't like it. She hates feeling like she lost. Hates feeling like she miscalculated. Like she made a mistake. Like she let something valuable walk away. Because in her mind, she was in control. She was the one calling the shots. She believed she could pull back, create distance, and you'd react. You'd be the one trying to fix it, trying to get her back, trying to prove you're still interested. That was the plan. But then, something happened she never expected. You disappeared. And that shakes her. That gets inside her mind in a way nothing else can. That creates uncertainty. And uncertainty is the one thing she can't stand. Because uncertainty means she doesn't know where she stands with you anymore. It means she no longer has a grip on your emotions. It means she might have actually lost you. And that is not part of her plan. She assumed she had more time. She assumed she could test the waters. Keep you lingering just enough to know you were still there. But the longer your silence stretches, the more she feels the weight of her own decisions. She feels the absence of your attention. And what happens when people feel the absence of something they thought they could always come back to? They panic. But she's not going to call and admit she regrets it. She's not going to send a long emotional message apologizing for how she treated you. That would mean giving up control, admitting she lost. Instead, she'll test you. Because in her mind, she needs to know one thing. Do you still care? That's the first test. It's subtle. Maybe she watches your stories again. Maybe she likes an old picture. Maybe she sends something vague like, asterisk, hey, hope you're doing well. Just saw something that reminded me of you. Asterisk. It's nothing direct, nothing obvious, but it's a test. She wants to see how you'll react. She wants to see if you're still emotionally available, if you're still waiting, if she still has control over your mind. And the weak man? He takes the bait. His heart jumps. He instantly replies. He thinks, this is it. She wants me back. But the second she sees how quickly he responds, she knows she never actually lost him. She knows she can have him whenever she wants. She knows she was never in danger of losing him in the first place. And just like that, she disappears again. Because it was never about missing you. It was about control. But if you don't react, if you leave her on read, if you don't take the bait, that's when panic truly sets in. Because now she has no answer. She doesn't know what's happening in your mind. She truly feels the loss. So she tries again. She increases the intensity. Maybe she sends a longer message. Maybe she brings up a memory she knows will hit emotionally. Maybe she makes an indirect post designed to trigger a reaction. Maybe she even talks to other guys just to see if you react. She does whatever it takes to force a reaction. Because a reaction means she still has influence. It means she can still pull you back whenever she wants. But here's where you win. You don't react. You don't reply. You don't play into her game. Because you know what she's doing. You know this isn't about fixing things. You know this isn't about truly valuing you. You know this is about her pride, her ego, her need for validation. And that's something you will never give her again. Because the moment you stop being her emotional safety net, the moment she truly feels like she lost you, she has to decide. Does she fight for you? Or does she accept you're gone? Here's the harsh truth. If she was never truly invested, she will walk away and never come back. Because she was never really yours. She just liked knowing she could have you. But if she truly regrets losing you, if she realizes she made a mistake, if she accepts she let a valuable man slip through her fingers, she won't send breadcrumbs. She won't send vague texts. She won't post indirect hints. She will show up. She will make it clear she regrets it. She will fight for your attention like you once fought for hers. And when that happens, you have the power. You decide if she's worth letting back in. You decide if she's earned another chance. You decide if you even want her in your life. Because by the time she's desperate enough to prove herself to you, you will have already moved on. And that's the biggest lesson of all. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you remove your attention, the moment you stop playing by her rules, you become the man she was looking for all along. But by the time she realizes it, you're already gone. That's what true power looks like. That's what true self-respect is. And that's why she will never ever forget you. Number 5. Mastering emotional detachment. Everything changes the moment you detach. The moment you stop seeking approval. The moment you stop chasing. The moment you stop trying to convince her of your worth. You become something most people never truly are: free. Detachment is the highest form of power. It's the difference between men who live life on their own terms and men who spend their lives reacting to the emotions of others. It's the